A couple of days ago, I launched this video. Here's 2 AI tools that's going to help your SaaS business generate more revenue than you know what to do. Quite a few DMs of people actually asking me, Travis, how did you do it? I love to use the platforms, you share the platforms, but specifically, how did you do it? Today, I wanted to show you exactly how we did it. But the trouble is, I think I just have to give it a little bit more context, is that we used this strategy specifically because it was do or die. And I needed leads to convert in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Otherwise, it was going to be dramatic. And we didn't have a large advertising budget. We had about $1,000 to use to actually generate these leads. And I needed to do it either organically or through paid, and paid wasn't looking promising. Organic was absolutely saturated with your LinkedIn outreach, etc. Without further ado, let's jump into it, and I hope it helps. Before we get into it though, I think you need to just have 2 things ready. You need to have the understanding that you and I don't trust the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Google, to distribute their content, your content, to the people who are going to be buyers, because their one revenue stream is ad spend, right? So they would want to spend your ad spend as quickly as possible while showing some value that you continue doing it. So a bit of a balance. Secondly is that you need to have your ICP data ready. So ideal customer profile. We don't want to speak to people interested in ducks, interested in water bottles. We want to speak to CEO at ABC company, as granular as that, or I want to speak to people who are CEOs at companies between 10 to 50 people, 10 to whatever it is, right? So just get that data right. What technology do your customers normally use? Try and get as granular as possible. And all the stakeholders who are within the sales process, get them into a little quick reference sheet if you don't have it, and then use it for Apollo. Let's jump in. First things first, you're going to want to come over to apollo.io. You're going to have to sign up to their $99 package. You might be able to get this done without signing up. I can't recall. But ultimately, when you get to the stage to sign up, select the $99 package. You're going to probably make that back in the next 2 weeks. And then once you're in, you're going to come over to companies. The companies tab will allow you to configure which companies you actually want to speak to based on your filters. My filters were employee range, 11 to 20. I don't want to work with people in marketing and advertising, and I want to deal with people with high intent for my services. At the time we use these filters, you're going to come in here, and any filters that are relevant to you, I think you can select 6 or 7 at a time. Yes, 6 at a time, and you will add these here. You can see the amount of companies that are in each of these categories. So these were relevant for me. Whatever was relevant for you was right. If they're using any specific technologies, any sort of softwares that are competitors to yours, you can also filter that here. And then once you have that, you are going to come over to people. The people now goes from companies, obviously, to the people at those companies. And now you can further configure this. So I don't want to deal with people at Google, Unilever, etc. Although we have dealt with some of these companies, I didn't want them in this initial list, right? And ultimately, it's as simple. If you want to do this manually, you can go into one person's name, go to LinkedIn page, and you can actually message them directly. So your prospecting doesn't need to be more difficult than that. So most marketing sales teams at the moment already do this quite often. And that's why LinkedIn outreach at the moment just does not work, right? But if we want to show ads to these people, we just have to do one more step. So if we want to control the version of the story that they're going to hear from you or me at the time, I wanted to tell these people a specific story online wherever they went. I had to do this. You then go to people, go back to people. You're going to click all of these. When it loads, you can click all of these, select all prospects, select all, and then you're going to export. You're going to export that list. It's going to be sent to you by email, if I recall. And then you're going to come over to a software called clay.com. Clay gives you 300 credits free. I think you can make a small list work. But anyway, so ultimately you're going to upload your list. It's very, very rudimentary, very straightforward. Shows you how to do it. And when it's in this table, you're going to come on the right-hand side here and say actions. Actions, you're going to search for personal, and you want to collect the people's personal email addresses. Not to email them, but just to add them into a list, because you and I, we don't sign up to our social media platforms with our work email addresses, right? We sign up with our personal email addresses, and the platforms use personal email addresses along with other things to get you to target them with ads. Now, you can add the emails, their personal emails here. This is quite expensive. If I recall, it was about 2 Rand or 10 cents USD per contact it worked out to be, depending how good the list is. If it has to go through multiple sources, it's going to be more expensive. But anyway, then you're going to take that list, you're going to upload it onto Meta, you're going to upload it onto LinkedIn, you're going to upload it onto Google, and then you're going to start creating ads to these people. You're going to come up with a design, with a video of you talking to them, and you can now follow them wherever they go. You only run the ads to that list, and I promise you'll have more leads than you know what to do with. It worked for us. I don't see why it can't work for you. Drop any questions below. I'm happy to help.